right, so here we are in the middle of the Emirati desert. Literally sand as far as the eye can see, but of course, we had to get on 4 wheels here and hit the sand. Welcome to Dubai. I know it might not look like it. It looks like we're in some urban park somewhere, but there is absolutely no mistaking the Burj Khalifa right behind me. Over the last few days, I've been investigating sort of the coffee culture here in the United Arab Emirates. I came for a coffee event called the World of Coffee. A lot of fun, so if you haven't seen that video yet, do check it out. Left the link in the description. But today, what I want to do is give you a really whirlwind tour of what I have noticed or what's been recommended to me that I would maybe call the most luxurious coffee shops in the world, or at least the ones that I've visited. You call it what you like. First stop, the barn in the park. Let's go check it out. What do you recommend?
They recommended something hot because...
Hot gets cold gets cold.
Exactly.
And I think I made the right decision because it looked like they really knew what they were doing. Super nice setup, sleek La Marzocco, Linea PB, all black, a few Mythos grinders, and even some compostable capsules and specialty instant coffee. Of course, tons of coffee on the shelf for sale, and I was excited to try some for myself.
All right, so if you're watching this, there's a very high chance that you have heard of the barn, but this is the only location so far in Dubai, and it is absolutely beautiful. They call this one the barn in the park. And I'm sipping on a really, really delicious, delicate, and smooth coffee from El Salvador. This is from a farm called Los Pirineos, and it's so smooth. It's just really, really nice. The way they did it, of course, the way they roasted it in Berlin. And I'm gonna show you around a little bit more of the shop. Really cool, small little setup, but very, very clean cut. And I love that they've got nice green grass area behind me. It's just sort of an oasis here in Dubai. As you'll see from some of the other footage later in this video, it can be a very busy city, very tall in some areas. Lots of cars, lots of building, great architecture, but this is kind of a nice relax. So let's sip away on this coffee and make our way to the next location. This is kind of one of the other annoying things about getting around in Dubai. It's fine if you like cars, but I can't just walk around like I'm used to doing back in Europe. So I'm gonna grab a little taxi here to get to the next cafe. Otherwise it's gonna be like a 40-minute walk. There's not really any trains or busing connecting me. I wouldn't normally stop here, but it is on our way to the next spot. It just looked really interesting in the photos. Maybe you've seen it on Instagram, Forever Rose Cafe. I don't even know if they serve good coffee or not. But let's go step on inside and find out.
I didn't recognize the espresso machine at first, nor the guy with the rose on the wall, but I was told on Instagram it was a Conti Monte Carlo. And this place looks just as fancy as Monte Carlo. Roses everywhere, even down to the hand sanitizer.
So as I walked in with this, she told me no cameras. But I asked, how about the phone? Well, that's fine. So not sure what the difference is, but I do have a coffee marked with a rose.
By the way, the Forever Rose is apparently a real thing. These last for years underneath the glass. Don't ask me how.
This is actually surprisingly good. So that was too funny. No cameras, but phones are okay. Luckily, phones have good cameras. So to our next spot, it's around a 13-minute walk down this street. I'm really excited to show you this next one. All right, very sunny out here, but I think we made it. Alchemy, such a great name for a coffee shop. All right, so this was a place that I was really looking forward to visiting. I'm being extra quiet because it's very quiet in here, but this is called Alchemy. And one thing I noticed that they had on the menu that none of the other cafes had was sort of a cascara, and they did a cascara cold infusion or cold brew. So I decided to ask them to give it to me on the side. This is like a ginger ale. So you're really doing alchemy here. So it's a bit more sugary, I'm trying to stay away from the sugar, but this also has sugar in it, so I can't really avoid it at this point. Wow, that is very good. That's delicious. That is like a, I don't know how to describe that. It's kind of like a tamarind juice, if you've ever tried tamarindo. But they said it's gonna be very strong, so it is strong. It's a little bit more tart, sweet of course, but I'm very curious how it's gonna taste with this orange peel as well as the ginger ale. So let's pour it on in. It's not even coffee, but it is coffee. So if you don't know, cascara is the coffee cherry peel. So take all the pulp out, take the seed out, dry it out, and you're left with the cherry skin. Process that, ship it over, and turn it into an infusion. Great cocktail, or mocktail. Whatever you like, try out the cascara. Maybe we'll try some coffee too, just to see what it's like here. But I want to show you a little bit around the cafe, and then I'm going to show you something very fun outside.
So if you couldn't tell, I absolutely love this space, down to every detail. And they even had an upstairs. They were currently renovating, but they let me have a quick peek. The barista was pulling espressos on a Seneso MVP Hydra, and I was happy to partake.
So I ordered an espresso. This is in Indonesia. And wow, that is beautiful. That is bright, that is clean, kind of syrupy. It's also from the north of Sumatra. Ala was the barista who brewed up this espresso for me. She is a barista competitor from Russia and works here now in Dubai. So it was really great vibes here, really nice people behind the bar, and I'm excited to try some of the best coffee here in Dubai. All right, so they told me I couldn't swim. I'm just gonna dip my feet in. I could honestly stay here all day long. This is a beautiful oasis in the city of Dubai here, but I've had some great drinks. And before I head to my last stop of the tour, I actually visited 2 other cafes, but yesterday. So we're gonna head back in time. I'm gonna leave you with my past self while I head to the last stop of the day, and I'll see you there. So here I am passing through the Apple store to get to the coffee store. 2 different fruits, but somehow very, very similar vibes. Check it out. Looks like no one's swimming today, but I think I have to go downstairs. And of course, seems like you can't go anywhere in the city without running into a Tim Hortons. The Canadian in me is cracking up. I thought I had to go downstairs, but I don't see what I'm looking for here. So maybe I actually have to go upstairs. The map is hard to read here in the mall. Here we are in the Dubai Mall. I've passed many wondrous things, including this. Look at this. All right, here we go. Finally, we found the coffee store, Arabica. It looks very much like the Apple store, and I'm here at the Dubai Mall because this is the most elaborate version or location of the store that I saw so far. Let's go check it out. Hi, can I order here? Perfect. I think I'll just have a double espresso. Yeah, double espresso.
From their first cafe in Kyoto, which I was very lucky to visit a few years ago, Arabica's ethos has been see the world through coffee. So I can really resonate with that, as you can imagine. Also, a lot of people don't know this, but the percentage sign actually represents 2 coffee cherries on a branch.
Let's try this espresso. As you can see, it's very, very creamy on the top, a lot of crema. I thought it was going to be a little bit dark, but as you saw, I ordered the single origin Indonesia Gayo. I think that's from Aceh, North Sumatra. But it's really nice, actually, very fruity, nice acidity. I wasn't really expecting that, considering how it looks, but definitely recommend coming to the Apple store of coffee, or we could just say Arabica. Check out these beautiful Slayer machines. I'll show you a little bit around, and then we'll head on to the next spot.
Arabica is known for its clean white design and iconic Slayer espresso machines. They have them in all 140 of their shops around the world. And this right here is the Lamersoko Uber boiler for easy pour overs. Thought that was kind of cool. I made my way to the Dubai Design District to visit one of the most prestigious specialty cafes in the city, the Espresso Lab. This space and concept and roastery was founded by Ibrahim Al-Malouhi, who is quite well known in the Dubai coffee scene. The menu is super interesting with high-end espressos and pour-over coffees to coffee flights like the fika.
So we are tasting some really special coffees here. This is the Ecuador in espressos. This is one of their special offerings. It's a double wash. Very, very fruity, punchy, without being too acidic. It's just a very nice, smooth espresso. Try that out.
They also brew on a Senesso and 3 different espresso grinders for the different origins that they offer. But for premium beans, they dose separately with the EK43. We also ordered a great pour-over.
This is a Kenya anaerobic honey process, so this is very smooth, of course, a lot less acidic than the espresso. Very fruity, floral.
Oh yeah, and don't forget, mocha with a K is an important part of coffee history in Yemen. Not your chocolate espresso milk, but we don't have time to get into that in this video.
Yeah, the thumbnails like this. How will we do those?
This should be the thumbnail. If we don't make it a thumbnail, you clicked on the wrong video. No, so we're heading out to the middle of the desert here in the UAE to do some sandboarding, coffee drinking. What else are we doing? Barbecue. Belly dancing.
Local coffee, local food.
They're gonna teach me how to do belly dancing.
Yeah.
And then also dude bashing. So that's gonna be very, very fun.
Yeah.
Look at this. All right, so here we are in the middle of the Emirati desert. Literally sand as far as the eye can see, but of course, we had to get on 4 wheels here, double it up from our usual 2 wheels, and hit the sand, as they say.
I like the sand spraying off the tires.
Yeah. This is my first time sandboarding. Here we go. Great sound. You kind of gotta really be back heavy here. I also might be riding this backwards because it might be in goofy, but did it. Whew. That wasn't good.
So the authentic coffee ceremony wasn't exactly what we expected. The belly dancing, more so. But the fire show really made it all worth it. Okay, back to coffee. I think I just stepped into a 2-story luxury pharmacy. They were pulling shots with the Keys Van der Westen spirit machine, and I was surprised to see world-renowned Fuglin Coffee on the bar, a great roaster from Oslo.
So for our last stop of the tour, we are here at RX Coffee Apothecary, Apothecary Coffee and Kitchen. We've got a nice little croissant here, but the main event really is the coffee. I kept hearing from so many different people, you have to visit RX Coffee. And as you can see, it's really, really beautiful. It's 2 stories tall. I ordered an Ethiopian Americano. So I don't always order Americanos, but I wanted something a little bit more liquidy. This is amazing. It might be one of the best Americanos I've ever had. It's like very buttery, but yet, you know, it's got that chocolatey, floral note to it. And then the pour over, can you tell us what we're drinking?
Super smooth, nice, clean.
This is a Peruvian pour over, and it is amazing as well. I love these little cups. Very, very smooth. Obviously a little bit more acidity, a little bit more juicy. As you can see, it's quite dark outside. This is something very common here in Dubai and United Arab Emirates, is to just go for coffee late at night. It doesn't matter the hour. It's already 6:30, but they're gonna be busy late until the evening here. So let's explore a little bit more of the cafe here and also the upstairs where there's a lot more seating.
I still couldn't believe how big this space was. You could definitely spend all day and all evening here.
And so to conclude here, that was the coffee tour of Dubai. I definitely have to come back and explore more of the coffee scene here, but I wanted to say a special thanks to Junaid here. This trip would have been so much different if we didn't connect on Instagram. So I'm gonna leave his account down in the description. check it out. We were working on a little bit of a coffee table magazine project a few years ago. I hit him up when I arrived in Dubai.
What a coincidence.
And we've had some amazing coffee and stereotypical Dubai adventures together during my stay. I'm gonna catch my flight very, very soon, but now would be a great time to subscribe if you want to come along for some more coffee adventures with the Nomad Barista, wherever we may find ourselves next. If you liked some of the cafes, if you want to visit any of them, leave which ones pique your interest in the comments and like this video. In the meantime, cheers. Shukran.